Internationally acclaimed watercolors from John Salmonen, a new director for the Duluth Art Institute, and a live studio set from Bump and Barbara Jean.
Funding for the playlist is provided by the citizens of Minnesota through the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund.
They're part of a strong music scene thriving on Lake Superior's shore. Bump Blomberg and Barbara Jean Johnson are in the studio tonight with original folk from Grand Marais. Please welcome Bump and Barbara Jean to the playlist.
It's hard to know what matters when your heart's ripped at the seams and the sky is turning from blue to black and the road goes on without you. I only see you when I look back. Mysteries so weird, dark magic, and hide the truth from our eyes. And I can't see what's coming. All is wrapped with water open wide, and the sky is turning from blue to black, and the road goes on without you. I only see you when I look back. And the sky is turning from blue to black, and the road goes on without you. I only see you when I look back. Heads or tails, my friend, let's break it down and tell the bitter end. Just play your hand, it's not like I can't guess which way you go, so come on, roll the dice. Your game is up, and the sky is turning from blue to black, and the road goes on without you. I only see you when I look back. Cypress trees grow tall here, arch angels of the shadowlands. Close my eyes and hear you whisper to reach out and take your hand. And the sky is turning from blue to black, and the road goes on without you. I only see you when I look back, and the sky is turning from blue to black, and the road goes on without you. I only see you when I look back.
We'll hear more music from Bump and Barbara Jean in just a few minutes, but now let's introduce John Salmonen. His watercolors sing. John's work is incredibly detailed, and he often captures lively urban street scenes on paper. John is a world-class artist who's at home in New York, Shanghai, and Duluth.
What I do is I find what I think is going to be the most challenging part of the painting, and I do that first. And if I'm going to wreck it, I need to wreck it right away. Well, my name is John Salminen. I am a transparent watercolorist. I came to Duluth in 1963 to attend UMD and have been here ever since. Of all the elements of design, I think more and spend more time dealing with value than any other element. I still feel I have a tremendous amount to learn about value, and the more sophisticated I can become in both seeing and using value, the more sophisticated my painting can become in terms of these atmospheric qualities. So here we have gray, 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 but all subtly different grays. So you're able to concentrate on the relationships of value without boring the viewer to death. The viewer's eye will always seek the light in a painting. That's why in watercolor the white of the paper is so important. I've always said that if no one ever saw my work, I would still go down in the studio every day and paint just for myself. But I don't really know if that's true. I can't pretend that I'm blasé about seeing my work hanging in a show. I mean, that does become a motivating factor.
It is our goal in the Fine Arts Department at the Minnesota State Fair to present the best work of Minnesota artists.
Well, this is a painting, one of my favorite subject matters. This is Chinatown in San Francisco. This is the annual State Fair Fine Arts Exhibition, and this is a show to commemorate 100 years of the State Fair's Fine Arts Show.
So he was invited to show in the special exhibition, but he was also accepted in the juried show. So he actually has two works.
I really kind of surprised myself with this painting, how much I enjoyed it and got into it, and how comfortable I was doing it, even though it's not normally what I'm known for in terms of my work. The other thing that makes it a very attractive venue is the number of people.
You get, I believe, more than 400,000 people coming through the Fine Arts building in 10 or 12 days. So your name is out there, your work is out there, and you get people talking about it.
I started my painting life as an abstract expressionist in college, and I still consider myself to be an abstract expressionist. I just happen to make paintings that look like something when they're done. I feel that I'm at a place where I'm quite comfortable working in both worlds. There's enough of the abstract expressionist about the paintings that I do that keeps me very excited, and there is a recognizable aspect and a content aspect and a story aspect to the finished piece that people that are not abstract expressionists can relate to. They can find something in that painting that's meaningful to them. I paint watercolor because I started painting watercolor years ago, and it's such a demanding medium that I'm afraid of what would happen if I didn't paint in watercolor every day. Because it's still a very satisfying medium to me, I have no desire to move outside of that particular medium. I still have a lot to learn in it. The medium still has a lot to offer me.
John teaches classes and juries art shows across the country, and you can see more of his work on his website, johnsalminen.com. Now, the Duluth Art Institute supports public art, art education, and local artists in lots of different ways. In many cases, it's the gateway into the big world of art. And we invited the Institute's new executive director over to share her vision as she begins her work. Well, welcome to the playlist, Kristen.
Thank you so much, Karen. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, and so Kristen Ducker, tell me a little bit about your background, and you're a little familiar with the artists in our area.
Yes, indeed, I am. Well, my background, although my degree is not necessarily in art, and believe me, I've been asked that several times, but I studied art actually in college, had art classes and design classes, and have really kept artists close at hand and enjoyed their influence throughout my whole life. So
well,
my degree is actually in communication. So.
Which is also a huge skill for moving forward.
Sure.
And one of the comments that makes me smile is like, you know what, you've been preparing for this job your whole life, which is pretty cool.
I actually, a good friend of mine would tend to agree with you. It's been a wonderful journey, and really excited to be here and to be able to have a positive influence on the arts.
So what do you think you bring from a business background, or tell me a little bit, what else are you bringing besides a passion for the arts?
My experience is primarily in nonprofit, working with nonprofits. I actually spent the last year and a half serving in a volunteer role as an international or a district governor for Rotary International. And I traveled all over, both regionally and internationally. And quite honestly, you know, as I was thinking about this work and this interview tonight, I thought, you know, it's actually, when I'm traveling, it's the arts that I personally seek out, because it's really through the arts that you learn about a community. So I just feel very fortunate to have landed a wonderful job in a great city. Have always wanted to get back to Lake Superior. Growing up, we spent a lot of time here. Actually, I'm from Spooner, so I'm not that far from home, and happy to be here. So.
Oh, it's awesome, and I'm not going to tip your hand, but I understand she's got a fabulous personal art collection of her own, so maybe there'll be a future exhibit. But right now, I want to tell you a little bit, or tell me a little bit. It's been a big week for the Art Institute. The member show is up. So what have you learned about the area, the depth and the quality of the art by the member show?
Well, the member show last night was actually amazing. It was so packed in there. It was difficult walking. We had upwards of well over 500 people join us last night to celebrate not only the largest quantity of art that we've had, but the quality was just exceptional. And it really excites me to see the talent that we have in this area. Just exciting.
What I think is really fun about this show is it's not just two-dimensional hanging on the wall. There's three-dimensional pieces, there's potters, there's fiber artists, there's all kinds of interesting variety that's part of who we are, part of the Institute's members.
Exactly. And we also had not just the member show going on and the opening for that last night, but we also have two wonderful artists that we're celebrating. Kathy McTavish has Birdland, and that is just an amazing experience. Kathy is actually a music artist or a sound artist, but she's dabbled in photography and film and poetry actually in her exhibit. So I encourage everyone to
sample
come on and see, and also Stephen Reed, who we're looking at right now, is an up-and-coming artist in the area too. So
and there's emerging artists through the partnership with UMD, which
Emerging
is
Photographers show is up, and that's a collaborative initiative with UMD, as you said. And speaking of collaborative, I'm all about that. I really look forward to working with other, not only arts organizations, but other nonprofits in the area. I think when we all work together, we'll all benefit.
Yeah, it's certainly, you are walking into a really great community of people, I think, who are ready to embrace you, and it's not really fair to do this to you, what, 6 weeks on the job?
Yeah, about 5.5 weeks I've been here, but I'm loving it, and I'm so excited, and it's there's just so much good energy right now, and so I'm in a great spot and looking forward to really embracing the arts and making the arts a very rich and vibrant part of the Duluth culture.
Well, thank you for taking the time to come over to the
it's
playlist
been my
tonight.
pleasure, Karen. Thank you.
Really nice to see you. And I want to remind you that there is lots to see at the Duluth Art Institute right now. The details on all the shows are posted online, and we'll be back with live music right after this.
It almost looks photographic, but the image is made up entirely of little tiny dots of ink.
This technique, it takes me anywhere from a week for small pieces with no background to larger pieces take me 3 months to work on.
I'm Gail Strayer, and I'm a member of the Board of Directors at the Lyric Center for the Arts in Virginia.
I love watching people at shows get right up, and they'll have their nose right to the glass, and they'll be looking at the dots, and then they can really appreciate it.
His work is very intricate and wonderful to view up close because it is so detailed.
My name's Rob Christensen. I'm a pen and ink stipple artist, and my exhibit at the Lyric Center in Virginia, Minnesota goes on through the end of January.
And you can find more information about our calendar at lyriccenterforthearts.blogspot.com.
You can find more information on the playlist and links to theater, music, and arts events on our website, theplaylistonline.org. Please check us out on Facebook for updates, and you can follow the playlist on Twitter too. Now, the artwork in our studio tonight comes from Lizard's Art Gallery. It features a beautiful painting of a birch forest by Aaron Kloss of Duluth and birch bark vessels by Tina Fung Holder. And you can see more of their work at Lizard's Art Gallery right here in downtown Duluth. And now please welcome back Bump and Barbra Jean.
1, 2, 3. Too many enemies, not enough. Don't want scotch or whiskey or that harder stuff. Think it's getting easier, it's never been so rough. Just one beer's too many enemies, not enough. Well, now it's 6 back in the morning, yeah, I'll make it till noon. Went down to the corner bar in a moment too soon. Pulled up a bar stool and started to croon. 5:30 and still alive, I finished up this tune. One beer's too many enemies, not enough. Don't want scotch or whiskey or that harder stuff. Think it's getting easier, it's never been so rough. Cause one beer's too many enemies, not enough. Well, now I got to bum a quarter, cause I got to make a call. I stumbled to the payphone hanging on the wall. I'd like to ask a favor so small. My best friend on the other end wouldn't help at all. One beer's too many enemies, not enough. Don't want scotch or whiskey or that harder stuff. Think it's getting easier, it's never been so rough. Just one beer's too many enemies, not enough. Well, now tell me, pretty baby, yeah, what's wrong with me? I'll give you all I have to give and give it up for free. Is there something wrong, or is it just me? She threw me out without a doubt, a divorce I decree. One beer's too many enemies, not enough. Don't want scotch or whiskey or that harder stuff. Think it's getting easier, it's never been so rough. Cause one beer's too many enemies, not enough. Now the doctor said I'm getting old and I should really quit. Hey, I can't take this standing up, I think I better sit. One beer's too many and I end up getting laid. Hey there, doc, here's a shot, I don't give it. One beer's too many and a million's not enough. Don't want scotch or whiskey or that harder stuff. Think it's getting easier, it's never been so rough. 'Cause one beer's too many and a million's not enough. Yeah, one beer's too many and a million's not enough. I said one beer's too many and a million's not enough.
Well, welcome to the playlist, both of you. Thanks so much for coming down.
Thanks for having us, Karen.
Thank you.
So what is it about this style of music that grabs you, that makes you want to play this acoustic fun?
We don't have to carry the drummer's drum set. Oh, that's not exactly true.
It's a lot of fun to make music together and to be able to sing harmony and find parts that fit together, and yeah, we love it.
And both of you write music. So this
Correct.
last one was Bumps, yes?
Yes. I wrote that quite a few years ago. And we started out with River earlier, which Barbra Jean wrote.
And so Barbra Jean, tell us the story of that song and then how it catapulted you to the top at the Big Top Chautauqua.
Well, I don't know quite how that happened. I was pretty surprised. But really, it was a fun opportunity to do that. I don't know, it's kind of a dark song. I wrote it when I was reading a dark series of novels, and it's just kind of mysterious, and I don't know, people ask me what it's about, and it's a mix of things. There's some real life in there, and there's some fiction,
And did you have to write it at the Big Top Chautauqua during the competition or any time leading up to it?
Any time leading up to it, yeah. So I think I wrote that song, oh my goodness, back in 2010. Yeah.
Awesome. So. Really fun. So I've been seeing you perform a lot more, or seeing your posts, and yep, they're playing here, they're playing there. Tell me about where that's leading you. Where do you think that'll go?
Well, we hope to keep playing. Barbra Jean's going to go in late winter, early spring, and do a CD of her original tunes. And we just love to play for people. And up in Cook County, we have a lot of opportunity to do that, luckily, with a lot of visitors coming through. And Cook County Events and Visitors Bureau, we get a lot of work playing all the resorts and Ski Hill, Papa Charlie's, of course.
An appreciative audience and
wonderful.
A lot of music to enjoy.
Yeah.
And I can check out dates and times on your Bandcamp?
Yes.
Bump and Barbra Jean?
Yeah.
Bandcamp. Cool. And I know you have a couple of dates in town, and we'll keep up with those too.
Yes, wonderful.
And thanks for playing one more tune for us.
Thanks for having us.
Cool. Now, as you make your plans for the weekend, remember to go out and explore the arts and live music too. And thank you for tuning in tonight. Guys, it's up to you.
Basket of flowers.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
I got a basket of flowers and a bucket of tears, and not a single dollar to buy me a beer. I wrote it down yesterday and said it all here. I can't get away from my fears. Well, an eagle flies high in the sky up above. saddest thing of all is that I'm the one to blame. There's nobody else, and no one else's name. I'm alone, all alone in this way. Well, the moon hangs in the sky, a crooked smile cocked to one side, and there's a track